In Medicine and Money today, one of the top surgeons in the world joins me now, Dr. Richard Berger. Great to have you on the show with us.
Thank you for having me.
I love having you on because you do a lot of hip replacements and knee surgeries, and people who are in business need those surgeries to be done quickly so that they can get back to work, especially CEOs and people who are running companies. But you're noticing a trend with outpatient surgeries. What can you tell us?
So about 20 years ago, I started doing outpatient hip and knee replacement. And I was the first one in the world to do that, and I've done about 10,000 of them now. It was slow to catch on, but in the last couple of years, it's slowly catching on. It's about 5% now of hips and knees are done on an outpatient basis. So instead of being in the hospital for days and a long recovery, you're in the hospital for a few hours, you're back to work in a week, and back to your life, pain-free.
But how do insurance companies like this?
Insurance companies are loving this. Patients are loving it, but insurance companies are loving it too because they're actually saving a lot of money. When you move these procedures from the expensive hospital to an inexpensive outpatient surgery center, it saves money for the entire system and for the insurance company as well.
Do you ever have cases where insurance companies refuse to cover something? And what can you do?
You know, insurance companies, and particularly Medicare, is a little bit slow to catch on to these things. But Blue Cross Blue Shield and many of the other big companies have caught on really well. And believe it or not, even the government is catching on now.
Really? How so?
And starting this year, there will be outpatient knee replacement, which will be covered. And next year, outpatient hip replacement will be covered by the government. So even the slow government is catching on.
What about hospitals, though? Because if you're spending less time in the hospital's not making as much money.
Well, you know, hip and knee replacements are one of the best operations we do. They allow people to get back to their life and they alleviate pain. So it's a very popular procedure. About 1 million are done in the country right now. And it has, up until recently, been one of the few operations that have been profitable for hospitals. But now that we're moving to outpatient surgery centers, the hospitals are losing that profitability. And they're going to have to change, or some of them are going to go under.
What would be your advice to patients? I know some people out there who might be in pain and they're afraid. They actually don't want to go to the doctor because they don't want to hear the bad news. What do you say to those people?
Well, it's not bad news, it's great news that you can have a joint replacement that will alleviate your pain and restore your function, get you back to your life.
Thank you so much again for coming on our show and spending some time with us today.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
For more Business First AM, check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.